Hey guys, Ben here. Welcome back to another live stream. Today we are here with Andy for the DCTV show, episode 138, and we've got a big live stream for you guys. As the title of the live stream suggests, we're going to be talking all things spoilers to do with the Superman film because there's been so many set leaks, so many photos, videos over the last couple of days. So we got to get into this. And as always, if you want to support the channel, please be sure to send in a super chat. Oh, my live stream just started playing in the background. But yeah, so just to continue, any super chats will be answered by us on stream. We'll put them on the stream and you'll be answered straight away by me and Andy as well. So I think we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to add to the conversation. I've got a huge list on the side of my screen that is just all the different things. And I might have missed a couple of things, if I'm being honest, with the Superman links, because it's been very overwhelming over the last couple of days. And first things first, guys, if you don't like spoilers, don't watch the live stream, guys. Okay. I'm going to try and keep it very honest with you. We're going to go full spoilers. So click off if you don't want any spoilers, but it's just the set photos. So if you've seen the set photos, you can stick around, guys, or if you're interested. And then after we talk about Superman, we're going to be chatting about lanterns because we have big news to do with lanterns. And we also have some news to do. Oh, yeah, the lantern is on in the background. Is going to be every time Andy talks about Green Lanterns.
Yeah, I may have to. I may have to start buying.
Guys.
I may have to actually buying like new batteries because at some point like those will run out, so I will have to like replace them. But
yeah. And then we have a few other topics like Blue Beetle and the CW with Jared Padalecki actually blasting the CW, as it was said in the last couple of days. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. So welcome to everyone that's in the live chat. We've got Chainsaw Reacts, we've got a Can of Graphs, we've got, of course, Mike Hill in the chat as well. And those of you guys who are there, comment as you go along because we'll be sure to react to some of the stuff that you guys are saying. But let's jump into this. So, Andy, this has been a crazy start to the week. We're not even a week since all of this came out. I believe it was Monday they started shooting outside in a super, super exposed location in Cleveland, in America. And there has just been so many spoilers. So first things first, your reactions what was your reaction when like all this started coming out? Were you losing your mind?
This took me back to, I want to say 2011 or 2012 when Man of Steel was filming, because we knew that this was the beginning of a new DC cinematic universe, and we knew that there was going to be probably a lot of setup in this film. So like seeing this, now having that same kind of setup, and it's new, it's different now, and I'm like, it's really exciting. So yeah, like when I started seeing the images coming in, it was just absolutely a blast. And it was, again, it's a again, I get it. It's probably frustrating for the people who are shooting this film that they are so exposed, but at the same time, like it's been one of the most fun weeks in a very long time. Not just as a DC fan, but also just being on social media, because now so many people are excited, so many people are thrilled, and about seeing this new franchise coming to life. And so for me, this was just a blast. It was a blast also getting to write about a lot of the things. And there's been some surprises along the way, of course. But yeah, I've been missing this era that we haven't had in a while, because even during some of the DCEU films were filming, everything was under such a microscope, which is of course the case here too. But I felt there was more negativity back then, but now I feel now that people are also seeing that. Now that people are seeing that we don't have, we're going a year now without basically any big DC movies. We only have Joker, but basically this is the lightest DC year we've had in a very long time. So hopefully now people are starting to get that more appreciation for the brand, and hopefully that's why I think they are getting so excited as they are. And it's been fun seeing all of it so far.
Yeah, I think people are really excited. I think you've seen that online over the last couple of days, and even myself, I've been like super excited by all the leaks. Like you said, you've been writing about a lot of it, so you've obviously dug into it. you're like fully submersed in like everything, so it's all in the top of your head right now. And I think one of the cool things, as you discussed, to do with the DCU and how like they basically kept a lot of stuff under wraps. I like that James Gunn is being so heavy on the practical. I like that he's filming in real locations and that it's so open. Like that's what the shocking thing is. Like there's cameras everywhere, guys. Like these paparazzi companies have hired photographers and stuck them in every single building in Cleveland where they're shooting. Like it's literally insane. And so there is obviously a lot that we need to talk about, like specifics. And we're going to bring in Canada Graphs, who is here just waiting in the chat in just a second. But Craig just says, I love that he filmed one location where almost every character just pops out the same place, and we just get to see Harry Lowe's cat. Yeah, we're going to talk about them, but it's insane. Like, I thought it was Photoshop at first. I was like, there is literally every character coming out. There's one spaceship, which was crazy to see. But yeah, let's bring in Canada Graph. So, hey, Canada Graph.
Hey, yo.
Welcome.
What's new exciting?
Spoiler free since June 27th.
That's right. I don't spoil things, just to let you know.
Okay.
That is an uncool thing to do. I have been spoiler free for so long.
Hi, Mr. Tom Ellis. I have a question for you.
Well, what did Tom have to say?
He said, I know, mate. I know.
Well, Canada Graphs, whilst we got you here,
yeah,
what do you think of all these photos? Like, obviously, there is a million photographers. It seems.
Okay. Literally yesterday, I was having a talk with a pap. We were at the Last of Us set, and we were being hassled aggressively by the crew.
Yeah.
And I said to him, like, you know how funny it is that we are literally fighting for scraps here at a TV show set? Meanwhile, in Ohio, everybody in the city has a photo of Superman.
Everyone.
Like, even if you don't own a camera phone, you somehow have a photo of him.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
it is insane to me. If that was filmed in Vancouver, there would be like 6 photos and 2 of them would have umbrellas around his head.
That's just the Vancouver way, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
But I think, do you have a theory? Like, I don't know, I was thinking about it. Like, James Gunn is very smart. Do you think he's done this on purpose? Like, as little security as possible? I don't know. Like, do you have any theories like that? Or
I don't think it's so much that. I think it's probably just they're in such a big open space that they accept that we're just gonna have to bite the bullet on some of this, right? Like, they probably didn't think it would be so extreme. Like, they probably didn't think like, hey, there's gonna be like 4 trillion paps here. They thought, like, okay, there'll be like 9. They're gonna get some photos of Superman, maybe some of Lois, maybe 1 or 2 of the other characters. They probably didn't realize literally the entire cast was gonna get photographed.
Yeah. But it's just like crazy, like literally the entire cast, like you say. So let's go into the specifics. So we got a first look at David Corenswet's Superman suit. Well, not a first look, but a better look. And this suit looks quite different from the official photo that was released a while ago. It's quite vibrant. It looks very comic booky. It does not look very battle worn. Like, it looks pretty much like a new suit. So what's your guys' thoughts and opinions on the suit right now from what you're seeing?
You want to go first, Kana?
Sure. It's fine. I'm a little weirded out by the lines around the shoulders, and there's like a thing around the back of the neck that looks like he's got like a popped collar almost, and I'm kind of like, I don't know why that, but fine. I'll give it a fine grade. Like, it's not bad.
It's very vibrant, don't you agree? Like, very.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it just came out of the washing machine. Like,
yeah.
It's not, like you said, perfect example, not battle worn. Like, it's not a suit that he's worn into 37 fights with, 19 different villains. Like, I don't know how long he's had the suit, Hopefully we get some explanation of that, because as of right now, it looks like it was made that afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah, it literally looks like they just took it out of the
Yeah.
shop or wherever you got it. Andy, what's your thoughts on the suit right now?
Here's the funny thing is that I never had that much of a problem with the initial photo that we got from James Gunn. I can understand.
No, I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it, but I can understand why people had issues with it. But again, I was like, this is not the worst thing that we've ever seen. You know, like again, I like the fact that it's like it is, you know, he's been through a battle, he's been going through things, and but you know, with these photos, of course, like, you know, we do see a lot more, you know, more vibrant. That's why, you know, again, I appreciate a lot of the photographers who are out there who, you know, I mean, again, I don't know, maybe CG can speak to this better than I can, but like something like just Jared, or you know, like these other big, you know, sites and so on. Like I don't know if they tend to do any photo editing, like in terms of like the colors or the, you know, the layers or whatever before they release them.
I mean, they might once in a while. I think more likely it would be whoever the photographer is would edit it to make it look more appealing for a sale.
Right.
But it's not grossly over it. Like, they're not making a deep dark blue suit bright blue. Like, you know, maybe they'll like lighten it just slightly so like facial features pop more or the logo pops more, but they wouldn't like make it from like a dark blue suit to a light blue suit or vice versa, right? Like, but yeah, whatever you see on like the websites like Just Jared or whoever else is running it, that is probably how they got the photo from the photographer. Like, if anyone did editing, it's probably the photographer, and I doubt they did much. Like, they're not.
Yeah, because
they're more interested in beating the next person sitting beside them to getting it in.
Yeah, because I feel like it's pretty consistent across the different photographers, so I don't feel like it's that much enhanced. But maybe they, you know, bumped up the brightness, the contrast, the vibrancy, but it's pretty consistent.
I mean, a lot of that comes down to the camera settings they use on set too. Like, you know, I'm not a professional, but the ones that are professionals, they know, oh, I need to change the dial to this. I need to, you know, reduce this. Like, they know what they're supposed to be doing on a bright day versus a cloudy day, etc. Right? So,
of course.
But yeah, but I like the suit, you know, a lot more. You know, I already love the suit. I love it even more now. And you know, again, I like the fact that it is something kind of a mixture of, you know, there's a little old school Superman, but also definitely something refreshing, because you know, the one of the big things I don't want with this Superman movie, that I don't want us to just go back to the Christopher Reeve era. You know, again, I love Christopher Reeve. He's one of my favorite Superman. I love those movies, but I do think it's time that I've always said that Superman is always a character that is in constant need of evolution, because our society and the way we tell stories evolves. So of course the character of Superman should grow as well. So the fact to see that we are seeing something like the Kingdom Come logo, for example, again, this is a very early Superman, but he's using a shield that is very famous for a Superman that is older usually in that storyline. So yeah, I love it. It was very cool seeing the S back on the cape. It was very neat, and I also nerded out a lot when I saw that there's a shot of David as Clark Kent, which we got to talk about his Clark Kent look. But like, there's a shot of him where he is, I think he's walking like outside a store in Metropolis, and it has like all the Super merchandise, and I'm like, fuck, I want all of that. Like, there's water bottles, there are coffee cups and stuff like that. So I'm like, this better be available for sale or something. CG. Yes, CG. Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna fly there, and you're gonna go to whatever set sales they're gonna do after the film is over. Well, I don't know if they would even do in Cleveland, because they're like they've been in Atlanta, Cleveland, I think a little bit of LA. Like, they've been all over the place. I don't know what they would do at sales like that, but yeah, I
think this is
for
the
something
most
like that. For something like that, the sale probably would, I would think, be in LA, just because, as you said, it's had multiple locations. They're not going to have set sale for Atlanta, set sale for Ohio. They'll just have one sale, so that's probably more likely controlled by whoever. Like, I don't know if it's a New York or LA primary like production, but yeah.
Yeah,
But out of my
mostly.
jurisdiction, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But it looks great, and also like I mean, let's talk about his Clark for a second.
Yeah. I mean, what's up with the curly hair? Like, clearly, it's like the complete opposite. I mean,
It
if
is
you know how people joke
aggressively
about the
curly.
glasses, it's like actually different this time.
Yeah,
What were you
it's
saying?
aggressively curly. Like
It's like
I,
he's got a perm or a wig.
yeah,
It's not a wig. It's not a wig.
I am not used to it. I will say that.
Yeah. Andy,
I
thoughts
love
on
it. Listen, I mean, with my hair, it gets all very messed up too at times. So like, when I saw the first shot, I'm like, this is so relatable because I'm like, I have that same situation sometimes. So yeah, but the thing is, like, here is the great thing is that I could, if I was living in Metropolis and I saw this guy just running around the way he looks and the way he acts, I wouldn't think for a second like he's probably Superman.
Yeah. No, I like that. And I always like that about the Flash too. Like anytime you saw Barry and the way he acted, you wouldn't think that is a superhero. You would think, oh, he's just a funny, normal, goofy guy doing a job, going through the town. But like as you see in that video, he's just like got this like crazy hairstyle. He's just like kind of innocently going through the crowd, like sorry, sorry, sorry. Like you can imagine him saying something like that. And yeah, so I like the difference that they're making. There be between Clark Kent and Superman. Like they look like two different people. Like Superman looks like a stern, proper superhero. He looks great, but then as Clark, he just looks like a kind of like kind of goofy, I guess. But yeah.
But and that's the thing. Because one of the things I also love that a lot of more recent Superman iterations has done, whether it's in comics but also in live action and animation, is I feel like when I know Craig is probably gonna hate me after this, but one of the things that as much as I love the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, he's one of my favorite Superman. I had to emphasize it once again. I think that movie put a wrong definition to what mild mannered means, because mild mannered isn't that you are klutzy or bumbling or a fool. I mean, it's just that you're more laid back and kind of like a little bit, just the way we see David be here. And like that's what I love about some of the later versions that we had on Superman. And I think this is what they need to focus. When they do mild mannered, it is not that he is a klutz, that he is just a complete mess up. He's just he's an everyday man.
Yeah, he's just like a normal man, and I like that. That's what I want to see. I want to see a big difference. Okay, so let's move on. Let's chat about Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, because I think we're all going to agree she looks great. She looks like Lois Lane from the comics. She's got the iconic purple jumper. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, no hesitation, that's Lois Lane, right?
Yeah.
And seeing her side by side with David as Superman in the suit, it looked great.
Oh, they're gonna look so hot when they fuck.
Andy.
No, listen. I need. Listen. Chloe is one of my favorite. Chloe is one of my favorite ships, and like they need to look good together. Like if basically we've only had one bad Chloe's in live action. Otherwise, all that. Oh, sorry.
Who is the bad Chloe's?
Oh, what's
Brandon
the girl in Superman Returns.
I don't even remember who plays
Kate Bosworth.
Right.
Her and Brandon Rapp again. Brandon Rapp is the only thing that like barely works for that movie. But like her as Lois, horrible. I did not believe their chemistry at all. Right. And I mean, Superman Returns is just the worst Superman movie that has ever been made. So we can just deal with that. But with Rachel and David, they look cute. They look they're having fun together. And I'm hoping that. Again, it will be fun to see what the contrast will be, with Rachel and David as Lois and Superman versus Lois and Clark, because we haven't seen David as Clark with Lois yet. So yeah.
Canada graphs? What are you laughing about?
Craig's comment in the chat.
Craig is trying to stir shit in the chat by talking about what Andy mentioned. Anyway, yeah, it's true.
Not the last part though.
No, not that last part.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Okay, so yeah, we chatted about David. We chatted about Rachel a little bit. They look great together. Looking forward to that. We've talked about Clark Kent. So let's talk about the rest of the Daily Planet. So we got the whole gang there. I mean, there's literally so many people. I think specifically Wendell Pierce. I'm really excited for him as Perry White. I'm a big Suits fan. I think he's a great actor. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to him. We saw Jimmy Olsen. We saw other characters. I'm excited to see this version of Cat Grant. It's going to be a reporter Cat Grant, so very different from Supergirl. And I'm looking forward to that because, you know, it's just a different type of Cat Grant that we're used to recently. And also, yeah, I guess that's all the crew, but there's a couple of other people. I forgot some of their names. But Andy, I guess you can go through some of them. And what's your thoughts on all of them, I guess?
I'm loving seeing like Steve
Lombard,
Ron True, Jimmy Olsen, Perry. I love that we're getting the whole Daily Planet crew, and again, I'm kind of still hoping they will do like a Daily Planet like newsroom type of spinoff, because I think that would be, as a reporter myself, I would love to see how
that would be great as a TV show, right?
Yeah, and so I'm hoping that that's what it's going to lead to, because you cast all these people, but
if like decent actors as well.
Yeah, and it's funny that they're all coming out, because the thing that got memeified this whole week was that all of them were coming out of seemingly the same ship, and then everyone started like editing it and putting in like,
I gotta do something myself.
They put like Peacemaker in there. They put Ben Affleck in there, like just taking a cigarette. I'm pretty sure I saw one with Grant. That there's been there's been so many, and it's so funny to me. But yeah, no, I'm loving that we're getting the whole crew, and hopefully we will explore more of them after this film. But out of context, it does look really fun. They're all like, how big is that ship to have all these people in there?
I mean, it looked fairly decently big. I mean, it's wait, isn't it Mr. Terrific's ship? Because that was on set, the T-shaped ship. I presume it was that, but it looked pretty big as far as I saw. Yeah. So, what do you make of it, of the Daily Planet crew kind of graphs?
I don't really have a big opinion about it. I mean, I saw the photos, and like they, like you said, it literally looks like every person was photographed at the exact same spot. Like, I'm sure the Paps, they probably saw like 5 takes and like, okay, everyone walks by spot X, one by one. Fine. Like, I don't have an opinion one way or the other on them, like like I did on the suit or anything like that. They're just there. They're gonna average 45 seconds of screen time each. So does it really matter that much?
Yeah. I guess that's true, but like, I guess the feeling I get.
Oh, come on! Show them what I just said. These are funny links. I don't think you'll get in trouble for this.
Okay. Wait, didn't you see it on screen?
But yeah, but it was like, but I sent you like 10 links.
Tom.
Sorry.
Oh, bless.
Didn't mean to do that on screen.
Joker. I think the Tom one's pretty funny. Let me get the other ones. So he just sent like a bunch of the memes, guys. Robert Pattinson's Batman, spotted on the set of Superman. Then what else do we have next? We got Peacemaker on the set of Superman. Oh, Officer Martinez. Sorry, first. That's jokes. I love him in the Batman.
He was fun, yeah.
Peacemaker. Then we got the Penguin, and finally we got Paige Does Not Exist.
Oh,
I think that was supposed to be Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, this crossover is a lot more extensive than I thought.
I'm sorry.
is very big. It's the biggest
Yeah.
crossover you've ever seen.
It'll be bigger than
what I was
Crisis.
Huh?
It'll be bigger than Crisis and
It's huge, guys.
and Elseworld and stuff.
Yeah.
I heard the Avengers are going to be in it. Like, it's got everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think
Barbie is
Robert
gonna be
Downey
in it.
Jr. is going to be in it. All those other guys.
Pursuit and Canagrass are going to be in it. Like, they're going to be like, that's why.
I know this rumor keeps going around that I'm in it, but I hate to say this, but they couldn't meet my demands, and so I
couldn't meet your
honestly
demand
like
$2 million for a cameo.
I was just like, you know what? It's not worth my time flying all the way out there. If you can come here and film it, then I could do it. And they're like, oh no, we can't go there. There's too many photographers. And I'm just like, well, that's your problem.
But also, you just didn't like how Jimmy Olsen was holding the camera. You're like, boy, I have
You're
not
like,
been.
that's me.
I've been doing this for all these years, and you're not even holding it correctly. Get out of my sight.
Yeah.
But that must wait. See, on the serial, that must drive you nuts when you see like up and coming photographers who are doing it all wrong, and you're kind of like, come on, like it should not be that hard.
Well, I can't complain too much because, like, I mean, we've seen my photos.
But again, it's impressive where you get the angles you get them from, because like,
but that's not your fault though.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing I think I do well is I find spots other people can't. But my camera quality is clearly inferior to everybody else.
Yeah, but that's not your fault. These Paps have like the best lenses.
Yeah, $7,000 cameras. Yeah.
Best cameras.
There's a photo back when 50 Shades was filming here. One of the
that was in Vancouver.
Security guys one of the security guys for the production had taken it, and there was like the 7 Paps and me all standing there in a row. It's like big ass camera, big ass camera, big ass camera, all the way down. And there's like this guy.
Yeah, see, like I was actually saying this before we started the stream. Like, I wish actually for these photos, like we had someone like you on the set who we can actually use their photos, credit them, and even if it's not as perfect as the other ones, like at least we get to use it, and it's like, contributing to,
yeah, because I think maybe Eric was talking about it, and he said that some people were getting hit with copyright
for sure. Like I'm deadly scared of using anything.
Yeah.
I saw one person posting a normal camera photo.
I mean, I've been telling people this for years, and I'm surprised it's, hasn't happened more often. Like, anytime you use something and you don't know where it came from, you are really rolling the dice,
Yeah. I don't do that at all because I am shit scared. Like, I've had copyright issues on the channel before, and it got like very close to the channel like being properly taken down.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to take down your channel.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine, Canada. No, it was like way back in the day when I was starting, and it was just
dude. You want to know the wild part? I don't know if you saw my Twitter argument with YouTube the other day.
No, I didn't see.
I got a copyright claim, not a strike, but just a claim against a video of mine that is unlisted and has 0 views. And I'm like, how do they even know? How could they if they haven't watched the video yet? I was so mad. I was so mad at them.
Well, was it like your own camera as well? Like your own photos? Was it your own photos as well?
Well, no, yeah, it was my video. Like so I have a city issue that's going on right now that I'm in a fight with. Well, not with the city, but fighting with the city over the property next door to my place. They play music at a unreasonable level sometimes.
Yeah.
So I took video of their like little party going on and the noise level and all that.
Right.
So because there's music in the background.
Oh, you got copyrighted for the music.
YouTube like auto catches it, and I guess told the copyright owner like, hey, your music was used in this, even though they never viewed it. They just copyrighted it. And I'm like, dude, it's got 0 views. Like, you haven't even viewed it yourself. Like, I'm so mad at that one.
That's crazy. Well, I hope you get it sorted out. That is annoying, but I guess you got to upload it on the second channel or something. But Yeah, okay, let's move on to the next topic. So we've chatted about Daily Planet. We also saw Eve Tessmacher on the set, the actor who's playing her. We also saw Lex was there. There was a couple of photos. I don't think there's too much to break down in regards to them. However, what I do want to talk about is Mr. Terrific. So I was actually very pleasantly surprised when these photos came out that he was a big part of this scene. Like, I guess when he was cast, I thought he might be a big part. Again, we have to wait and see to actually watch the film. There's so many characters in this film. Like, maybe he's just playing a small part for like a portion of the film. But is he going to be a big character in the film? What do you guys think? And what did you make of his like ship that everyone was coming out, and also that amazing photo of him standing next to David as Superman with them in their costumes? It looked great side by side, and I like the comic accuracy with the suit. So what did you guys make of that?
Okay, so on the subject of how much screen time his character might get, you got to remember they've been filming there. What you said Monday, so this is day 4 in theory that they're filming there. We have no idea how long they're actually in the downtown core for.
Yeah,
tomorrow they could all of a sudden be out in the bumbles of like Hicktown somewhere, and we never see another photo.
Yep.
Those 4 days of filming might make up 15 minutes of the movie, maybe.
Yeah, literally.
So
or less.
That could be like the the big crux of the movie, like this big downtown fight at the end of the movie. But the rest of the movie before that could just be a primarily solo Superman movie where we see little bits of 1 or 2 characters come in. And so, yeah, a lot of those characters we could only be seeing for a minute.
Yeah.
Now, the Mr. Terrific character, maybe 5 minutes, but I don't think out of a 2-hour movie, you're seeing him for an hour plus.
No, I agree. It's going to be much less.
It just happened that he's on set in the spot where they were filming the big fight.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Mr. Terrific might get like 10 to 15 minutes more than like 5, in my opinion, just based on like, I guess my thoughts. But I think with so many characters, you're right. Like, we're not going to see all of these guys like 24/7. Like, the Daily Planet crew is going to have probably max 5 minutes each, like absolutely maximum, because there is like so much. Maybe Wendell Pierce gets more time as Perry White, if that's an important thing. Maybe Jimmy Olsen. But yeah, Andy, what are you making of this, of Mr. Terrific?
Yeah, no, I think the costume looks fucking phenomenal. Like,
yeah,
it definitely made me go back and look at what the Arrow looked like, and I'm like this one. I mean, no disrespect to the design on Arrow, but this one, is far superior, and I like that
I agree.
It leans so much more into Mr. Terrific's comic bookness. So and I know there was a video today that came out where he was seen like running down the street, and like I see it was doing like an action sequence. And so I'm really excited to see like how, again, the writer doing this so practically, and then they will add it with CGI later on. But yeah, and also I love that actor. He was so good in X-Men First Class, and I felt so bad for him because he plays the one mutant who in the comics is not able to die, and yet they killed him off.
That's crazy. So unlucky.
Yeah, but I think CG. He said everything that I basically was thinking that. He could be in 20 minutes of this film, and his scenes are spread out throughout the film, so I'm excited to see. Hopefully, we get soon. Other looks at Hawkgirl and Green Lantern, Metamorpho, and so. But it's again like everything that's coming out so far. I am loving it. And also, I love the fact that this is the biggest takeaway from all these set photos and video clips that are coming out is that we have. It's not spoiling anything. It's just giving us a look, but it's not giving us context. Like, we don't know what's going on. We've seen all these, these set destructions and stuff like that, but we don't know what's actually causing, like, what is actually attacking the city. So I like this quite a lot.
Yeah, I really like it, and you're right that with all of this, we barely ever get context. I mean, Cannagraphs knows from experience, like it's really hard to tell what's going on, right?
I mean, I used to have this fight all the time with people who are like, you spoiled the show. I'm like, dude, you just saw 9 seconds of a 42-minute episode. I don't think you know what's going on. Like,
yeah, and you've been there all day, and they've been just reshooting, multiple scenes or taking it from different angles. Like you don't get much context when you're there, right?
Well, like I remember when when we got the first look at Javisha driving the Batmobile. I love the fact, like, we saw the Batmobile, and there was again, like, nothing. We couldn't hear what she was saying, which is good. We just saw it coming out of the Batmobile, but like it doesn't ruin anything major in that scene. We just went, okay, cool, we're gonna get the Batmobile in season 2 of Batwoman.
Yeah, you don't even see it like driving much. Like I remember the first time I saw the Batmobile in motion. It drove like 30 kilometers an hour. Like it didn't do like Batmobile speed,
Yeah.
And like it's the same with like a lot of the parts of the show, like, well, movies and shows. Like when you're on set for a day shoot in TV land, that registers up to roughly about 5 minutes of an episode for a day's shoot. Can you tell me if you watch 5 minutes of random clips from an episode, you know the entire episode and what's going to happen?
No, but that's why I tend not to get like. That's why, like, when like TV trailers are coming out, especially like during the Arrows ones, because a lot of people would always like lose their minds over those 20 seconds. But like we don't have any context over what's going on. Like I can't say, oh, this episode is gonna look shit from just 20 seconds, because like, everything could be out of context. And again, it all depends on like the editing itself of said trailers. It's again, like even like, if we leaning back into Superman, whenever this first trailer will come out for Superman, there's gonna be scenes probably that people will lose their shit over in a bad way, but because they're gonna take something out of context that will make so much more sense once we see the film. And even through all of it, all we've seen from these set photos, we've seen Superman and Mr. Terrific like looking up at something. We've seen them like we've seen people coming out of a ship. We've seen people like running down the street. Of course, there is the other big spoiler, I guess we'll talk about in a second, with Superman and a certain group of characters. But like we don't have any information. Like it's not like we're getting like a breakdown of the scene in the script as this all happened. We're just seeing like they're doing their takes, they yell cut, and then they reset. They do a few more takes, and then it's done.
Yeah, like there's literally no context at all. Like I'm trying to look at the photos, and as I'm looking at the photos, I'm like, okay, so there's like a battle scene, there's a ship, there's all these characters. Like it's like we don't understand what's going on. And so that actually nicely moves into the final thing we should talk about. And this is a major spoiler for all of you guys who are watching right now. So there was a video and photo in the last couple of days, I think it was yesterday, of Ultraman on set, or it seems like it's Ultraman. It could be another villain, but it has a big U on his chest. And could this be Ultraman from Earth 3? Obviously, in the comics, he is Clark Kent's doppelganger. He is evil. He's a member of the crime syndicate. And so could he be one of the biggest villains? We don't know, because we don't have the context. We're just seeing this guy in a costume. We don't know who's underneath it. Is it important? Is it not? Why is he there arresting Superman with Frank Grillo's character, Rick Flag Sr.? Obviously, he would be featured in Creature Commandos. And so what do you make of Ultraman? And those of you guys who are watching live along with us?
Let's not say Ultraman, because I think that could be... Again,
okay. What do you think of the guy with the U on his chest?
Yeah.
We'll call him Discount Black Noir.
Okay.
Did you see that the actor plays Black Noir? He reacted to it.
Really?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh, I will DM it. I was like, this is so funny. I think it's either, again, it's not going to be, I think, the Ultraman. If it's Ultraman, it's not going to be the one that we know from the comic. I think it will be a little bit of a reimagination. But I think what, a character that someone brought up to me that I thought was a very, possible option is there's a Superman villain in the comics named Ulysses, who also has like a U on his. That's an image you can look up on Google, like from DC Comics, Ben, if you want to show it on screen. Where like which would make sense. Like if he works for the government and he works, against Superman, like why wouldn't he, look something like that? Like so, that makes a lot of sense to me. And but again, I'm also like I love Frank Grillo. The MCU completely wasted him, and I'm glad he's getting like really a time to shine here at DC. Yeah, there you go. Like this is who I agree. I think it probably will be. I don't think it's gonna. James Gunn is too smart to use.
It would be a waste.
Right? It would be a massive waste. I just the energy CG like this is so funny. But yeah, I don't think it's Ultraman. It would honestly like. I mean, because I'm sure at some point down the line they are going to do DC multiverse stories, and I think that they would likely want to have Ultraman available as an option. Yeah. So I think it's probably Ulysses. Yeah.
Now that you actually point that out, I think very likely it could be this character, because it's got if you see at the top of the costume, it's got a slight U. Obviously, you can change the costumes from the comics as much as you please, I guess. So yeah, interesting. I didn't know about this character. I've never read.
I never either until it was suggested to me. I'm like, this makes made more sense now, and also and that's also a very James Gunn thing to do. He will take characters that we don't really know that much from the comic, and he will put a bigger spin on them in media. So
yeah, he likes digging deep. And I think you're completely right. He's too smart with how he uses characters and stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure if they plan on doing Crime Syndicate at any point, if they want to go to Earth 3, do multiverse stories, save him for that. Don't do him in the Superman film and have it be rushed, Like, he is a big character in the comics, and Ultraman is great. I'm a big fan of the Crime Syndicate, and yeah, I would love to see a project like that, but we'll have to wait and see if that ever comes to fruition. Candy Rouse, any thoughts on this, on the theory of the list?
Zero input because I don't know the characters.
You don't know Ultraman either?
Yeah, like I didn't read a lot of comic books, right?
So, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. No worries. Okay, so is that everything to do with Superman, Andy? Or
I think no, I think you're good.
Okay, so yeah, that pretty much does it for the Superman section of the live stream, guys.
I'll add one thing unrelated to the photos, but like on the Superman thing in general. Right now, everybody is eating healthy on Superman content. There's going to be at some point when they are filming in the middle of nowhere that no one knows about and can't find. There's going to be a gap of weeks where people will be like, I can't believe we haven't got anything. What are they hiding?
Yeah.
It just doesn't mean they're hiding anything. It just means they're filming in a location that isn't in the middle of a downtown core of a major city.
Or in studio.
Or it's in studio. Like, doesn't mean they're hiding spoilers. I mean, look at all the shit they gave you already.
Yeah, they're not hiding.
They're not trying to hide spoilers. They're just going around how the schedule for the shoot works. So it's not like they're like, oh, you know what? Now we're going to do the juicy stuff. It's just you're going to see a lot of sites that are going to, they're going to try and pump up that we haven't seen anything big in a while. They're going to be like, I heard so and so's in the thing. Calm down. Just calm down until you see proof.
Good points. Yeah. Good points. Let's see when we actually get more photos, but. Yeah, there will definitely be a lull. This has been definitely like an extraordinary week because
Nathan, I don't think it's Vigilante at all because we already have Vigilante.
Yeah, we have Vigilante.
Yeah. So it's it's that is clearly a U. Like
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a U. I think your theory is bang on, Andy. To be honest, I don't think it's Ultraman.
It's not. It wasn't my theory.
Okay, so your source's theory.
No, fuck you. No, it was one of my buddies who is a big DC fan.
Was his name James Gunn?
I would love to be friends with James Gunn, sure,
Eric
but
Wallace?
let me know when you find it. I have not heard from him since November, so I have no idea what he thinks about any of this.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see. When Andy hears Ultraman, he thinks of his daddy, Tom Welling, says Craig in the chat. Can you confirm or deny?
Listen, I'm constantly thinking about Tom Welling. So, like I could be eating pizza, and I'm like, I wonder what Tom Welling would think about this pizza. Oh, I wish I could be a pizza that he would just eat. I want to be a slice in his mouth.
Oh, there you have it, guys. Mike in the chat says, how is Superman being arrested? He must be allowing it for some reason. So is he allowing it, or is he being incapacitated somehow?
Could be kryptonite in the handcuffs.
I think it's either, but he probably wouldn't allow it. So yeah, probably kryptonite. But yeah, thanks for the question in the chat, Mike. Tom would be a great Ultraman.
He was a great Ultraman. He was a great Ultraman. He was on, in season 10 of Smallville. You got to see him in 2 episodes as Ultraman.
Well, it would be cool to see him reprise his role. Or any Superman actor as like an evil Superman would be pretty cool, like, to see. I'm a big fan of
I get a little weirded out when people are like, oh, I'd love to see so-and-so in this role that, like, they're 15 years past their prime of doing. Like...
Yeah. No, but
we've seen Tom Welling recently. He is not the Tom Welling of Smallville era. Like,
But I think people are fine seeing, older versions. Like you look at the legacy castings with John Wesley.
Okay, fine, but you see David Cornsweet now in his
nobody.
Yeah, but Ultraman doesn't need to be the same age.
For example, like, if we ever see, for me, like if we ever see Tom Welling play any version of Superman ever again, it will probably it'll be like for a very brief time. It will probably only be within the context of Smallville. But again, like for me, I think when people are saying that they want to see some of these actors come back, it's mostly for like they would love to. For example, let's say Brandon Routh played Jor-El, or let's say Tom Welling played Jonathan Kent, or something like that. I think that's what I think people are more wanting to see. But also like you're making Tom Welling sound like he's like like an 80-year-old man like with like wrinkling skin or something.
He's like at least 78.
Oh, good Lord.
I mean, I'm very confident I saw his dentures fall out while he was here.
His what fall?
Dentures.
His dentures fall out.
Are we seeing a different Tom Welling, Andy?
He's old. He's older now. Yeah.
He's not old. He doesn't look that old. He looks older.
Yeah, he's older. Yeah, but the thing is like,
Grandpa Welling looks, a healthy 78.
You know what? The only one who is not aging is Grant Gustin. He found the secret to youth. The rest of us are just fucked.
Yeah.
To be fair to Grant, I mean, what is he, like early mid-30s?
Yeah, 30.
He hasn't had time to age out yet.
But like, if you look at him from when you look at him in your photos from like 2014, and you look at him now, like he's barely aged.
He's aged maybe
you're
5 years.
You're talking about like his early adulthood to early mid adulthood. There's not a big gap. It's not like now Tom Welling versus Tom Welling season 1.
Fair.
You're talking, what's that now? That's like
23 years.
Is it really that long? Like, it's been a long time, because I mean, there was all of Smallville, there was Arrow, there's the years Arrow hasn't been on. Oh my god, it might be like 20 plus years. So like, Grant Gustin is just barely out of being the Flash. Let's see in 5 years if he still looks like he's 17 years old.
If he does, I'll be even more jealous. So.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like he's at 30, when I was 30, I could still pass for like a late teens. Like it's not unreasonable.
Can we have proof photographs?
What's that?
People want proof.
Of?
You at 30 looking like a 17-year-old.
I don't know if I have it on the computer.
I'm joking. You don't need to show it. But...
You know what I get so bugged by, and it's nothing against Grant. It's just against people who like will see these photos when like the first time I got a photo with Grant, people were kind of like, "Why hang out with a high school kid?" I'm like, "That's not a high school kid. That's Grant Gustin. He's the Fly." Like, fuck, then you
He
look old as
wasn't
shit.
even in high school when he did Glee. Like,
Yeah, so people were like, well, then they're like, well, then Andy, you look old as shit. And like every image we've taken since that first Comic-Con, like I somehow get older looking.
How many photos do you have with him?
Like 5. So
You
and I'm like,
I think you have more
son
than
of a
me,
bitch.
dude, and he lived here for fucking 10 years.
How do you get a 5 of him?
I met him like at multiple San Diego Comic-Cons. Again, I don't. Here's the thing.
How many Comic-Cons do you go to?
I went. See, I mean, I went to every Comic-Con from 2012 to 2019. So
Whoa, you went to 7?
yeah,
I had no idea. I thought you just
Yeah.
went to a couple of the last ones.
yeah, but like yeah, Grant, he's like he. He
Can we have a
you know,
timeline of photos, Andy, of you and Grant? Come on, post it on Twitter. Come on, just for us. For the
yeah,
fans.
Craig. I used to take selfies at press room and round tables, and then I stopped. But I can tell you this: there's been far worse press people out there who have done far worse things than in those press rooms. So
No. You should be proud of them. That's sick.
No. Again, I took one photo with Grant in the press room that Craig has given me shit for over a decade at this point. But yeah,
I
I
only
don't.
have 3 photos with Grant. And the guy lived here for 10 years. You saw him for 2.5 hours, 7 times.
No, that's the thing. No, I said I went to Comic-Con for 7 times, but out of 7 times, I met him 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
So you're 5 for 5. Every time you saw him, you got a photo with him.
Well, because I like
Do you know
I
how
like
many
them.
photos I would have if I saw it?
I rate that. I rate that.
I like to make memories. I like to make memories, and like again, what? It's not my fault that he and I got on friendly acquaintance. Again, like because after that first photo we took, that's when he started following the Flash Podcast on Twitter. So
That's great.
I clearly did something right. Don't know what it was.
Then he unfollowed you on Twitter along with everybody else.
He deleted his Twitter.
He did not unfollow you.
It is technically unfollowing.
Yeah. Craig says, I've been in the same room as Ben at least once, but never got a photo of him. Sad face. It's true. Andy, when we met, Craig was in the same room apparently. Did you meet Craig then?
Oh, I met Craig. I've known Craig since 2008, and I met him at my first Comic-Con 2012. So me and Craig, we go way back.
Smallville buddies.
It was small actually, because I read when I discovered Krypton Site during I think somewhere in the middle of season 8 in high school. Like I would email him and ask things about Smallville and so on. Then we became friends. If only Craig gives me consent, it's
Come on, Craig. Do we have consent? We want to see it live on the stream. Proof that you and Andy have met. Oh, he gives consent.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, send it over.
Y'all are weird. Okay,
we're curious.
Okay, let's talk about let's talk.
I mean, to be fair, no one believes you're real, Andy. So I mean, it would be a big.
Well, Pride Month is over in 3 days, so I will cease to exist for the rest of the year. So.
Yeah, we won't have to talk to Andy for another 11 months. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, I'll keep my Twitter open or wherever you send it. But let's quickly move forward and just chat about Lanterns a little bit, because it was announced that, and it was quite surprising to me. I was not expecting it, but Lanterns is moving to HBO from Max. Now, traditionally, recently, it's been the other way around. So, Canada Graphs, whilst Andy looks for that, what do you make of this? Is it a move you were expecting?
I had forgotten about the fact there might be a Lanterns anything coming up in
but your tweet was funny.
Yeah, like we'll get to see it in 2037 when it finally is in production. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it, because I didn't think about it. Like, it was gone out of my mind. Like, there are projects that have probably been around longer than that I still am like, you know what? I wonder what's happening with that project. But like this one, I'm just like, oh, it's on the back
It's been
shelf
around,
sitting
so-
next to the Batgirl film. You
Yeah.
know, like.
But this is finally moving ahead. It's got a showrunner. It's getting 8 episodes.
Didn't it have a showrunner before?
That was the old Greg Berlanti version. This is not.
but no, but Ben, he's asked. You're skipping by the question. It doesn't matter who produced it. Like there was a showrunner.
Yeah,
right.
There was.
I think they even cast people for it, didn't they?
Yeah, wasn't Finn Whitrock supposed to be?
Yeah, it was going to be Guy Gardner.
So
and,
I'll wait till I see an actual production on a HBO format somewhere, and like you can click a button to watch it. I'll wait till then.
Okay.
Either that, up until that point, it could be a tax write-off.
Okay. So Lanterns doesn't exist.
Not yet.
It's a elusive project, as it has been for a long time. But yeah, Mark Guggenheim was involved, Greg Berlanti. But Andy, what do you make of it moving to HBO? Because
it is one of the best news I have ever gotten for DC, because I think HBO is such a big platform and it's such a big service that I think that this will get a lot more eyes on the show, and I think that it will be nice to see. It'll be nice to see. You know, again, like if they're gonna air on Sundays like they do with most HBO shows, like again, it will feel like what we had with the Arrowverse when like, you know, we would all get together online, watch the show live tweet, talk about it, and so on. Like that would be fun. And also I think HBO, like now we know that they're gonna put in a lot of more production value into Lanterns, which is very encouraging, because you know they don't want anything to look cheap on HBO. Like if you look cheap on HBO, you don't get to air on HBO. Yeah. So I'm very excited about this, and I'm looking forward that. It's a great creative team. You know, they're one of the people from True Detective, which is a big influence for Lanterns. And I think that 8 episodes, 1 hour long, will be great. And Tom King is attached, who's big in DC. Damon Lindelof is like that, like the GOAT of these 3. Where I'm like, okay, like now we're in very, very, very good hands here with this team. So I'm hoping that we get some news before the year is over, because they're probably going to start shooting next year. I don't think it's going to go into production this year. Yeah.
I don't think, even though we're hearing more news and we've got a lot of details, I don't get the impression that they're going to start this next. I feel like it's going to be maybe Waller or Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow first, and then.
Well, Supergirl is definitely going to start filming this year.
Yeah, we know it's filming in the fall. I believe that's what they said previously.
So can I cut in for 1 second on a topic I know you were going to talk about later, but it's fresh in my eyesight right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how you're going to talk about the Jared Padalecki Walker or CW thing?
Mm-hmm.
CW18 Milwaukee retweeted the Entertainment Weekly link.
I'm still not convinced they're a real CW out there.
No.
They've had so many.
I know. I'm joking.
They definitely.
They're rebellious.
Yeah, they are. Like, I'm sure someday whoever's running that is getting canned, but yeah.
No, but we're not gonna wish for it. We're gonna, because they're really good people.
Yeah, they'll get a job the same afternoon.
No, I really like them. Like, I like that they post stuff that no other CW place is doing, and I like that they interact with the fans. I like it. But yeah, we can chat about Jared, because that was my next topic. I definitely agree, Craig.
Wait a minute, I just realized something. So, because I know you don't have Max in the UK, but do you get HBO, right?
No, we don't. So
what the hell? How did you guys watch Game of Thrones?
I
think it was Game of Thrones.
I think it was on Sky. So basically, we get shafted when it comes to anything like this. When it's HBO, Warner Brothers, anything to do with TV, it's all Sky. Most people have maybe like Sky Sports, but most people don't have like Sky. The huge package with like TV and stuff is very expensive. So I know in the last month, HBO Max has rolled out to Europe, to most of the countries in Europe. I know like Italy, I think Germany, Sweden, some other countries just got it. So I'm really hoping we get it soon, because that's close by, but it's not close enough. So yeah, that's just what's going on with us.
So where do you think Lanterns will air?
It will be Sky probably, sadly.
Could you imagine if it was on BBC?
That would be great. I've been rewatching some Superman Lois episodes recently, and I love that it's on BBC because they have no adverts or anything. It's very easily accessible, and it's free. If you have a TV license, it's free. So yeah, I love it. I love it. I can just go back and watch any episode of Superman Lois I want. And that was quite a surprise when it came to that, because it's like the UK's like number one, TV network, I guess. But yeah, okay. So Jared Padalecki, that's what we were talking about. So what did you guys make of him supposedly blasting the CW's like, fuck it, they can't fire me anymore?
Ain't no truth. There were no lies detected.
No lies detected. No, but I loved it. I was like, thank you. Someone's finally coming out and saying something. Like, that's the annoying thing. Like, all these cancellations, people say, oh, it's a shame and stuff. But like, someone has to come out and like fully roast them, surely.
Yeah, I mean, so he's not wrong. Let's be honest. Everything he said is blunt, real truth fact.
Yeah.
He didn't pull any punches. He knows he's never going back to that network.
Yeah.
He's not burning any bridge there. He might burn a bridge with someone else down the line who moves from that network to another one that holds a grudge, but he's not burning any bridges at that network.
Yeah.
That said, I know enough of like watching him on Twitter through all the years on Supernatural to know like he yaps sometimes just to hear himself yap. Like he complained to every airline in the country that flies to Vancouver for different reasons over the years. And I know personally some of those were his fault. So like whenever I see a complaint from him, even though I know everything he said in these quotes is a fact.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I just have to be like, this is Jared Padalecki patting Jared Padalecki's ego. Like,
yeah,
he knows his fans are gonna love it. There's never gonna be a moment wrong that they see.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. He's true in it though. Like everything he says here, I'm like, yep, that's right.
Yeah. I like that he's telling the truth. And I hope, I was saying to Andy, I hope maybe some other people will comment on this, not just for the drama,
I don't think
but
so.
just for honesty. But yeah, I guess that's just me thinking about like, how annoying it is that all of this happened. But Andy, what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, this came out like right after the series finale of Walker, and I saw it on Twitter, and I'm like, when I saw the headline, I'm like, this can't be real. There's no way this can be real. So I click on it, and I'm like, this is the greatest interview I read in a long time. Because I'm like, holy fuck, this is so funny. Because I'm like, again, he's not aside from what CD said, like, but I agree with what Jared is saying. But yeah, because it is genuinely sad to see the death of the CW. But and like that's what I mean. Like I've been saying this since last year. Like I have like mentally moved on from the CW. Like I will watch my Lois to some degree, but that said, I don't really. I don't care anymore. And like I think the fact that
you're not gonna cover Scrabble.
No, believe it or not, I won't. I'm not. I'm not.
Why do I even follow you?
Yeah, I'm followed.
Fair. You know what? Fair. If I could unfollow myself, I would too. But it's again, like someone who's worked that long with that network, like let him be frustrated.
Yeah,
he should be frustrated. It's not. This isn't okay at all.
Yeah. I just saw something online. Big belly burger in the set. I like all the little Easter eggs. Well, you're in Vancouver. You should be able to just go to Big Belly Burger.
No, the only physical location Big Belly Burger I ever knew about, the restaurant got torn down quite a few years ago.
Yeah, there was actually one in London, and they just recently closed. So, sad times.
But I mean, from like the Arrowverse sets,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there was one physical location, and the restaurant that they turned into it tore down a few years ago.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it's your fault. So.
It is Ben's fault. Yeah, that was also that was kind of. I mean, I don't watch All American, so I don't know if I'm missing context, but like
Me
it
too.
was weird. It was weird that the lead is now gone.
Yeah, I heard
Wait, really?
there was rumors for a while, right?
Well, I don't know if there was rumors or not. I mean, again,
There
this is
was. I saw them like months ago, like when they were talking about is Walker going to come? Sorry, not Walker. Is All American going to come back or what? And then I heard that Daniel wouldn't be in the show. Like he's the lead. I know that. I don't watch the show, but yeah, it's strange. Obviously, it got renewed. The theory is it's because of the Netflix deal that they have. I think that's the only valid reason why it would be.
but then I don't understand why they canceled Homecoming, because isn't that show also on?
That's not on the deal. It came after CW stopped the deal. Because All American's the last remaining show on that deal, and that's the only reason it's still alive, I believe. I could be wrong, but
I mean, I just figured out like if Homecoming is doing well on Netflix, I'm like, why doesn't just Netflix pick it up?
I'm not
It'd
sure.
be
But I don't
expensive as
believe the
hell.
CW gets the same amount of money that it gets for All
But
American.
who cares if nobody cares if they get money anymore. Like, they never had one. That's why they had to get purchased by Next anyway.
No, they care about spending money. They don't want to spend money.
It would be expensive for them to pick up the whole tab.
Yeah, exactly. Like if Netflix is barely paying them anything, it makes no sense for them based on their new strategy, you know. So I guess this is just another way of them. I don't know if there's something behind the scenes with this with Daniel, but this is another way of them saving costs. Surely, like that's the only thing.
Again, but I mean, could it be a? Because again, okay, so what is All American Football? Is it about like someone like getting into like a draft or something, like NFL or something, or like what is that?
Mm-hmm.
So like did
I
he?
could tell you, I've never watched it.
Because All American, if All American is like, if he, because if it's a college show and he's graduating, like then I get why that would make sense. Like it didn't sound like,
It is
He was
I
drafted.
think it's a high school, wasn't it?
oh,
I think
okay.
he was in high school.
No, I think no, because no, it's a college show, right? I know it's not high school because I kept seeing like promos sometime where like they were talking about it as if it was a college show.
Started in high school, now it's college. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
So
Craig.
I was also right.
Okay, we
As
both
usual.
get to both be right.
Well, I'm more right because it started as a high school show. You were
Okay,
more wrong.
Okay, I found the photo of me and Craig from 2012.
Come on,
I'm gonna
send
share-
it.
I will share my
Okay, share your
my
screen.
screen. Yeah. This was like he was just
Exclusive,
about.
guys.
It's not exclusive. It's this was he was about because his parking meter or something was like running out. So he was like, I have to get to my car and I can't.
Yeah,
stay
he's
for
trying
long."
to get away from you. I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy,
Yeah.
That is a look
There's
of someone
baby
that's
Andy.
like, please hurry up and take the photo so I can get away from him.
Yeah, no, like I had to like really convince him. I had to like beg him, like please, like what if I never get to see you again?
yeah, that's great. That's literally baby Andy. You look so young. You look
I was
like-
I was 18. That was like me right after high school.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like first time in
Was that
California.
your first Comic Con?
That was my first Comic. Yeah, I because my parents were like, so what do you want for your like a big graduation gift? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to go to Comic Con. They're like, okay, what's that? Well, it's in that.
I was thinking in my head, I'm like, they probably have no idea what you're talking about.
So they're like, I'm like, well, it's a comic book convention, and like, okay, so like, is it like it out of town? I'm like, it's definitely out of town. It's in San Diego. They're like, San Diego, it's in San Diego, California. San Diego. I'm
There
like,
you go. What now?
And then I'm like, okay, so how do you get tickets? I'm like, well, this is the funny part. You don't. You have to be like, you have to like try and get badges.
Mhm.
So I had to explain that whole concept, and then like it's like, how do you get okay, can you at least book a hotel? I'm like, I can't yet because Comic-Con has hogged them all.
Yeah.
So then they're like, okay, if you really want to go, like, yeah, go for it. They're like, what? So like, what's it gonna cost? I'm like, I mean, I only graduate. I only graduate high school once, So, like it's all, like it's no. But my parents, I mean, it was sweet that they did, and yeah, I got to, so yeah, that was my first Comic-Con. Again, I didn't know anyone really. I knew Craig was gonna go there, but Craig was working, so I never knew if he was gonna have time or not. I will tell you one of the most prominent, this because this is something that pretty something we've all watched. I was standing in line to try and get into ballroom 20, where they were gonna have the Arrow panel and show the pilot. But because it was Firefly's like anniversary, they were also gonna have a panel, and basically people were lining up like crazy. So in the middle of the big lineup, they cut us off and said, "Sorry, we can't. We can't. We're gonna have to turn you guys away." So and I was like, there was like two people in front of me. So if I had just been in front of them, I would have been able to see the pilot. So
That's
I
sad
didn't
times.
that was sad
Not
times.
that big of a fan after all.
I mean, I really just wanted to see Katie Cassidy, that was because she was there, and
yeah.
Okay, so I only found 4 of them, but I put together a timeline of my grand photos. I don't know why y'all are like so obsessed with this.
Let's watch that. Sorry. You got them. There you go, guys. Oh, baby Andy.
That
Baby Grant.
The problem is that he's always shaved, and because by the Saturday, like my beard has started growing out again. So like this is 2014, this is 2016, this is 2018. And the thing was, like, I wasn't even in the press room. What happened was, I was sitting in the hotel, like underneath the area where they were doing the press rooms. I was downstairs, and at some point Grant comes running down he was running down the escalator, which again, I'm like, Warner Bros would have panicked if they had seen him running down an escalator, because I'm like, he could have tripped, but he was running down to someone and trying to, like, he was catching up with someone, gave them a hug and said goodbye, and I don't know what was going on. But then as he was starting to go up the escalator, he suddenly turns around to my direction, sees me, and like he gives that goofy Grant smile he will always give, and he just like points at me and comes back down quickly. We chatted about it, and the last one, this is the last one from 2019 at the Comic-Con.
That's when I met you.
That was when you met me. We should have taken a picture.
We should have.
But yeah, as you see, this boy is barely aging, where I'm just like.
To be fair, you don't age up much in those photos. Like, you're pretty similar.
But again, like, I always shave my head before I go on these trips, and like I try to like, I also try to cover up like with like sunglasses or like my hat or something, so that way like it doesn't become too apparent. But
well, anyway, it's looking good, and that's so nice that he was like, yeah, Andy, and then he came back down.
Oh, every time it's been special. Like, I mean, one time, like, the day after because the CW, the 2016 one, the day after, because that was at the CW party, like we did the Flash season 3 press room, and we were sitting around the round table, and suddenly I like, again, I'm just waiting for people to come, and suddenly like I feel someone just like throwing their hands on my shoulders like quickly, like giving like a quick rub, and like sitting down, and he's like, "What's up, buddy?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's Grant." And people were like, "Do y'all know each other?" I'm like, "It's a long story."
That's crazy. That is literally nuts, Andy. That is so cool. Like, that's actually the coolest thing. I do really regret in 2019 when I went to Comic-Con that I skipped the press room. Like, I had the invites and everything. I was there for the Supergirl one. But I had to make a decision because it was at the same time as all the panels. And when you're in the room, you can't, unless you have a reserved seat. I only had a reserved seat for the Batwoman panel, but after that, I would lose my spot in the hall.
Did you know I never got to go to any of those panels?
Really? Because you went to the interviews, right?
Well, that too, but the only time I ever got to do any of the panels, there was, this is, CG is going to understand how stupid this is.
Mm.
So remember, like in season 2 of Flash and season 4 of Arrow and so on, like they were going to start shooting in like the end of July, but they put Comic-Con way early in July, so like they had no footage to show us. Like it was basically like, you know, like didn't really miss anything other than announcements. But like that's when like I was able to go, but like they didn't show the only big highlight that was Steven showed up. You know, he went on stage in his Green Arrow costume for season 4, and he spoke as Oliver Queen. And the Flash panel wasn't really that, you know, that special. That's when they announced Zoom and Wally West. Supergirl, they just show us the pilot. Legends, they just talked because they had nothing to show us. So I'm like, you know, that was the only time I got to do those panels. Otherwise, I never. The one I really wish I could have gone to was the Hall H one, when they brought all the DC shows together. But like when they had all the actors from all the shows all the same time on the panel. That was the bit coolest one. I wish I could have gone to that.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Wasn't there. But I'm actually very thankful that, even though I regret missing Grant and the rest of the cast, I'm very happy that I saw the final Arrow panel. I saw the final Legends panel, the final Supergirl panel. Obviously, Arrow was ending sooner, so it would have been the final one. And then obviously with the lockdown and everything, no one ever went back to Comic-Con again. So it was a great experience. Like, I remember them showing the Bloodwork trailer for The Flash. I remember watching the Batwoman pilot. I think I watched it like twice, actually.
There was preview night as well. So pilot,
I went for the preview night. I think I watched it.
Oh my god, we could have met. I was in that room.
Oh, well, we're both there then.
I'm glad you didn't, because I heard Ben didn't change his shirt for 5 days.
According to someone.
Well, I don't have a sense of smell, so I wouldn't have noticed.
No, Andy, I was fine.
Ben,
me, right?
I sent you my Grant collage.
Oh yeah.
On Twitter.
Let's see. Did you see the tweet I DM'd you though, CG?
The what?
Did you see the tweet I DM'd you from Black Noir?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
That's so. He's like he knows what's going on.
We're chatting about interactions with the Arrowverse. And look at this. You look so cool. Like
I fucking hate you. You got him in the suit.
In the costume.
No, the suit. He got him in Green Arrow.
And he's going.
I have him in 2 suits.
Yeah, like look, that's the third one, Ben. That's the Green Arrow from Elseworlds.
Oh yeah, that is the Elseworlds costume.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I hate you now. Fuck it. Like you can.
That is the coolest photo. You gotta hang it on your wall.
The first one at the top is from the pilot.
Really? He looks. He doesn't look.
He was at the hotel and he walked out, got a photo with him, and he's like, "So are you going to the set this week?" Because we'd all it was big news. That was the set where you see him running down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "So are you going to be going to the set this week?" And we're like, "Yeah, we'll be there." And he's like, "Okay, just." He already knew what we do, right? And he's like, you're gonna see the suit out there, and we're like, yeah, we know.
Yeah,
I think he was trying to say,
yeah, he's basically hinting like, look, I know the suit's gonna get out that day, so.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like, hey, make sure you take flat. Has an actor ever come up to you, CG, and been like, if you're gonna take photos, can you at least just take flattering shots of me? Or like, had they like sometimes like, did it come over and be like, can you post this one and this one? Don't post these ones. Like,
I have, but I can't. It was someone very low tier. Like, it's not a notable name, and I can't remember who it is. I remember I photographed them at a party, and they came up to me and they're like, "Can I see those photos?" And I'm like, "Sure." And they're like, "Can you post that one and that one?" I'm like, okay. Like, I don't even remember who it is now. It was one of the local parties for like, a local production thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I was basically like, okay, well, I didn't really care that much, but okay. But as far as like a high end, name, no, I don't think I've ever had that type of interaction yet.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot it.
Yeah, but hopefully, as long as people are like nice about when they come up and ask, like, like, hey, because I was like, I would have been like, because I panic about everything. I would have been like, no, I don't want to show you my camera because what if they just like throw my camera onto the ground or something?
Yeah, you're quite trusting.
Well, on mine, where is it? It's in the bag because I brought it out yesterday for the set that I didn't get any photos at. Oh my god, it's buried on the bottom. How did that happen? Like mine has the strap here. So usually like if I'm anywhere, I've usually got it around my arm like this to begin with.
Uh-huh.
So like they'd have to tug pretty hard.
Yeah, fair enough. So I don't really have any photos to show you guys, but
But you got some events in UK though, right? So like
yeah. I had professional kind of photos done. I mean, they're terrible. Like I look really bad, but
let us be the judge of that.
I found some photos. Not found. I had a photo with Steven before, Nicole Maines, I think Kyla Lee. Yeah, I've met most of the Arrowverse cast members at different events, including Comic-Con was the first time I saw Grant and Candace because they never came over here. But I saw and talked to Steven a lot. I talked to Danielle Panabaker quite a lot because she came here a few times. Yeah, some of the cast members, but oh yeah, I got to talk to Melissa obviously at San Diego Comic-Con. That was like huge for me. I was like, oh my god, this is insane.
When he was asking his question, like I was just looking over.
Oh yeah, and it was on the same table.
Yeah. I think actually I was like, I think I may have let you go first, or like, I was like trying to make sure that like, okay, like I kept looking over to you, like you're gonna ask something. I'm like, but like when you asked your question, I was just looking over like a proud father again. Like I barely knew, but I was kind of like,
yeah,
he is geeking out so into
art. Yeah, you could tell, right? Like it was so obvious.
It was magical. Like I will never forget. Like like he was glowing. Yeah. And I'm like, because listen, like as much as we, when we do these professionally, we're fans of these things. We're fans of that. We love covering these things. So yeah, of course, like when you sit in front of, I mean, like the first time I met Wentworth Miller,
he's scary.
Like I've been watching Wentworth Miller since Prison Break when I wasn't supposed to watch Prison Break. So like I've been quite naughty in my life. So but like again, like sitting in front of him, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Michael Scofield, and oh my god, now he's Captain Cold, like one of the best Flash villains of all time. Yeah. If only I had known how much they were gonna fuck up Captain Cold Legends, I would have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyway, those moments were special, yeah, for sure. And I like that the cast are still going out doing stuff with fans, even though the Arrowverse is over. Superman Lois is the only thing that remains.
Like the new DM I sent you.
Let me check it. That's well cool. So I never got a photo of Melissa, but I was in the same room. Andy can testify to that. And I filmed her. But that's really cool. I would have loved that. See, for me, like the thing is, online people think I'm a bigger Melissa fan, but I'm an equal fan for Melissa and Grant. So I would have equally, Andy, if you were there. If I was there, I would have been like dying with Grant as well. Like fanboying. But yeah, that is cool. When did you get this photo? What season was it?
For the first season here, so season 2.
Okay.
Where are you guys?
I can't remember what the situation was. Yeah, it was at the airport. I can't remember what the situation was. I can't remember if she wasn't signing that day and just taking photos or what it was. But I remember I got there like last second. Like she already had the door open to the cab to get in.
Right.
And she stopped and turned around and took the photo with me. That's why I kind of look like I'm half like aware that it's going on, because I wasn't really, it wasn't really like stop, wait, take the photo. Like I was rushing to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
You were starstruck.
I don't see any stars there.
Fuck you, Melissa Benoist. No, listen, like, no, I will not take it. I will not take any Melissa slander. I found my photo with Katie Cassidy though. Like this was like I think that last.
Oh god.
Wait, if I can find mine, I will bring them up. But
okay,
so
this was. So we had just this was my last. This was my last interview for Comic-Con because after that the pandemic happened. But this was the last.
Was that? Oh,
Twenty-
just before
2019.
Comic-Con, pandemic
2019.
year. Okay.
2019, and I'm one of my lovely friends, James Bamford. I went up to him, as we were saying goodbye. We are, James, that James Bamford,
Right.
yeah. I went up to him and we were chatting so before he was gonna take off. I kind of asked him like, hey, because it's the last one, can you do me a favor? He's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, can you introduce me to Katie? Like I was really shy of asking about it. He's like, oh, no problem. And and it's so funny because he goes up there. He's like, hey, Katie, I want you to meet someone. He's like one of your, he's your biggest fan or whatever. So when we chatted and I told her about my love for her on Gossip Girl all the way back, and we got the photo. Like I didn't know I was tall. I didn't realize I was taller than her. I always thought that I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to look up when I see her. And and we talked. I told him when are you getting back to streaming gaming and stuff like that. And so that was a long, this. That was the moment I've been waiting for before the show was over. So
yeah. Oh, that's great. I love the photo. It's great.
Now I'm just trying to match Andy's photos here.
Yeah. You must have gotten a photo with Katie at some point.
Yeah, it's in Ben's DMs.
Oh, okay.
Is it from when you were at the?
Oh, there we go. It's a good one too.
I hope it's the Black Side with when she was Black Siren.
No.
Oh.
There you go. That is the photo.
Oh.
That is a cool photo.
Was that the rap party for? I can't. Was that the last rap party or the second to last rap party?
It could not have been the last rap party because her hair was not that.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
had short hair.
It's got to be the second. It's got to be the second to last rap party.
Yeah.
So 7.
Second to last rap party. This was me at Comic-Con. I can show you this, guys. So actually, I was the same as you, Andy. It's my first Comic-Con, and I was 18, which is kind of crazy. That was me. That's the owner of one of the co-owners of Discussing Film.
Oh, is that Andrew?
Yeah, it's Andrew.
Nice.
And yeah,
I thought for a second you were about to reveal what Jacob looks like, because I don't even know what he looks like.
So but was everybody else in that photo 3.5 feet taller, or you?
Yeah, Ben looks like.
they're tiny.
Yeah, Ben is taller than me.
I mean, how tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
Yeah,
100. Yeah. Because I remember because again, he came up to me in one of those first shows. He's like, "Are you Andy?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I was kind of like, this voice sounds very familiar. I'm like, "Do you do a YouTube channel?" Yeah. Like, yeah. And I'm like, "Can you do your intro for?" And he did it "Hey, it's Ben here. Welcome back to another episode video or something." And I'm like, "Okay, it's that kid." No, he made me feel old. He made me feel old as shit when he came up to me. I'm like, what is this giant little pipsqueak doing here? And what does he want? And I'm like, oh, it's him. Okay. I had no idea.
It's
but that was
TV show. This is such a shit photo, but I'll just for you guys, since you've been sharing.
Oh, that's a good photo.
Nah. Anyway, that was at an event in England, and then let me try and find. I've got one with me and Nicole.
Oddly enough, Nicole is one person I somehow never got a photo with. Saw her lots of times. I think it was just one of those things I always thought there'll be another time, and I just kept putting it off and didn't.
Well, I'm still mad at you that you never got any photos of her when she was on The Flash. How fucking dare you?
Right?
It was so funny seeing people so mad at him. I'm like, guys, they were filming inside the entire time. What is he supposed to do?
How dare I not break onto private property to get you guys photos?
Yeah, that's such a shame. Why did you do it? Why did you not?
I know.
Come on. Yeah, I don't really have many more photos.
I just sent you my Kyler Lee photo.
That's cool.
Someone in the chat is saying, "Have you seen the crypto leak?"
Yeah, that was
what crypto leak?
That was thingy running down the street. They think crypto's CGI or something.
It did. That didn't really look. Oh, was it terrific? That doesn't look like.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. It didn't really look like it to me, but I saw someone say that online. It could be something else they're referring to there.
It's because it's outside a pet shop. Y'all, can you calm the fuck down? Like, just because they're out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not that tall. I'm like
oh, he's a
I'm like
giant.
6'1".
Well, it's taller than me.
How tall are you?
6.
Like you could have probably stepped on me if you wanted to, and I would have like been squashed.
This is one of my coolest things. I got like everyone to sign this. There's more signings on it, but this is an old photo.
I see Daniel Panabaker.
And I think I remember
Tyler Hecklin, Daniel Panabaker.
Again, Tyler's not even in this crossover.
No. So the funny thing is, when I went
oh
up
my
to
god,
Tyler,
my screen is in 880 or 480p. No wonder I can't see anything.
Yeah. No, but I remember when I went up to Tyler and I asked him, "Can you sign this Arrowverse photo?" And then I think the same for Jax, the actor who plays Jax, Franz Drummer. And I remember one of them said something like, "Oh, I'm not even in this photo." I was like, "Yeah, but I want a crossover one with all of you guys." And yeah, it was really cool.
I only see 3 autographs on it. Is there any I'm missing?
Oh, there's you and Steven. You're as tall as Steven. Oh my god, that is.
Yeah, but I look so bad. Oh my god, that's like the worst photo I've ever seen of me. I've got one of me and Daniel Panabaker. Yeah, I'm as tall as Steven, I guess. Then
that's funny. I never got a photo with Danielle, and she's probably the one that I've interacted with most over the last few years.
Yeah.
I have 2 photos with Danielle. One at the airport, and I have 3 with her. Huh. For some reason, I thought I only had 2. I have one of her in her Frost outfit.
Which one of them?
Why am I wearing that sweater?
The aggression, like, why am I wearing that sweater?
I've got a toque on, and it looks stupid. Hold on.
Let me bring up your Kyla photo because it's pretty cool. And it's with, what's her name? The actor who played Maggie Sawyer.
Floriana Lima.
I actually saw her at a couple of events. She came over a couple of times. That was nice. But yeah, great photo.
Yeah, they stopped They stopped after a set one day and like took photos and signed stuff for everyone that was at the location, which it was in a really quiet, off the beaten path type place.
Yeah.
But for some reason, every Supergirl fan in Vancouver was there that day. There were honestly like 45 people there in an area there usually should be like 2.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any more photos? Or...
I'm sending the Panabaker in the Frost outfit right now with my stupid toque.
Yeah. I remember one time I met Josh Segara.
Oh, yeah.
Back in like 2017 or something. That was really cool. He was there with Steven. And I remember the first time that I'll bring this up, the first time I met one of the actors was Brandon Ralph in 2017. And when I went up to him, I got my pop figure signed. That was cool. Still got that. But basically, when I went up to him, at this point, I hadn't been to America before, and I barely heard any Americans before. And I heard him speak, and I could not understand him. Like I genuinely had no idea what he was talking about. I was like, "What do you say?" Like I just could not. Like it did not compute in my mind. Like I'd only listened to Americans properly in like TV and film, and I was like, what?
That is like whenever I hear British people speak any type of British slang words.
Right.
I am just like, why can you not speak English?
Yeah. Oh, and then after this, like a few months later, I met the actress who plays Nora, Barry's mum, and same thing happened again. I was just like, I don't know if I was shell shocked or something, but it was like I just could not understand her. I thought she was speaking a different language.
Weren't you at this time doing streams with Eric, who is American?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like I'm used to American at home, but in real life, talking to someone, no. Like it was crazy. It was like it just did not compute in my mind that they were speaking the same language. It was crazy. So yeah, just a fun story.
Clearly, you have your own interpretation with the English language. As if you're like, what are they saying?
I genuinely was just so confused. I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, as Firecracker would say, talk American.
Oh
Talk American.
wait, okay. Ben, I'm so sorry, but because I know you don't watch the show, but CG, can we fucking talk about The Boys for a second? Like, because again, I've seen the whole season, but I know like this week they aired 5, right?
5 was yesterday.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. What are you thinking about the season so far?
I mean, that's always amazing. I know there's a lot of people that have got their nitpicks because they feel it's too on the nose with the political messaging of it. And yeah, they're right, but I think they've done a great job at portraying it. Like I have had a good inside laugh at all of the, the people on one side of the political spectrum who are mad now that they're being made fun of, even though they've been made fun of for 3 years and didn't realize it till now.
Yeah.
But personally, I have enjoyed all of the new additions that they've had. Like Sage is brilliant,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't mean that like in the intellectual sense. I mean the character is brilliant. Huey's mom is pretty good now that we know more about her backstory. And who am I missing? Firecracker. Firecracker is I mean you want to see her, get beaten up, but she is just so good at pushing buttons that everybody knows someone like her in their life that's just they know how to get under your skin.
Yeah, that actress is she's. I mean, because I saw her on The Following many years ago, and now like and I said she's playing her part really really well, and like I agree with you saying. It is so funny that people who like thought the show was for them are now realizing, oh wait, it's not, and like even
I love that the showrunner just like called them right out. It's like, fine, don't watch the show.
Yeah, like we will only miss 20 viewers, but it's fine. Well, other people love that Anthony Starr has been like, Anthony Starr has continued to be like, you're not supposed to like Homelander, like he's crazy. What do you think of last week's episode where like with his his everything?
You mean the one where he goes back to his home?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. I know, I personally, I know, like I just know because I know how TV works. He's not going to get an Emmy nomination, but it's inexcusable that he doesn't get an Emmy nomination after that episode. I don't know how you could watch that and just be like, this guy, like,
I think it's possible. I mean, they've been Emmy nominated before,
but actors don't get them. They
Well,
might for technical special effects stuff, but you never see an actor on a superhero show get a nomination.
Maybe this year it will happen. I think that he definitely
It should, but it also should have in season 1, 2, and 3.
Right, but I would say, but I would say like, if I had to like pick one performance out of these 4 seasons from him, it's this one episode where I'm like, this is the one, like, submit it, get him at least a nomination, because he fucking delivered. He better get some major offers after season 5. What was it? Yeah, you were talking about like Firecracker getting beat up. I mean, like at some point, I can't say anything else. I'm sorry.
I was just sitting here waiting, and I'm like, Andy might say something.
Yeah, no, I was trying to find. I was trying to find a way to describe it without spoiling it, but I'm like, it's too difficult.
Okay, you know what? I'll ask you this question off screen so that you don't have to answer it. But I'm curious on your thoughts on Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character, because there's a theory going around. I'm sure you've heard it. I don't need you to answer it.
I think
You
I
know
just
what I'm
started.
talking about, though, right?
I just started looking at pictures of him, and he's fucking. He's a
I lost
devil.
Andy. He's gone.
I mean, did you ever did you meet him during Supernatural?
During Supernatural, no, but I've met him a couple of times.
Is he nice in person?
Oh yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I felt like when you like started like kind of like lean back at him, I'm like, oh no, is he about to tell me like a horrible story? No, but I'm.
Yeah, he had a bat with a bunch of spikes in it, and then he was like swinging it at me, and
He could
Trying to kill the pants.
he can hit me with it.
Yeah, on the boys still. Can we talk about the animals, especially the sheep?
I sat there when I was watching the screener, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
I shouldn't be shocked.
So
but
we
yet
all knew from the trailer there was a flying sheep because we saw it in the trailer.
See,
But
I had forgotten it. I'd forgotten that it was in there. So like when I watched the episode for the first time, that was like my first time like really seeing it. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm like, I shouldn't be surprised what this show is doing, but yet I'm sitting here like what the hell am I watching?
Yeah. And then the chicken was hilarious. Like the chicken just like hatches out of the egg and like flies at the guy.
I am gonna miss this show.
Also, R.I.P. The father of Huey. That was a crazy turn so fast.
You guys have completely lost me. I need to catch up with the boys.
Why don't you watch The Boys?
No, I want to. I just haven't got around to it sometimes.
Get on that.
Okay, I will.
Okay, I had to just double check to see. Okay, so he did die in this one. Okay.
Yeah, in episode 5. Yeah. And what a crazy way to go.
Crazy.
Simon Pegg is. He also delivered a really good performance.
Oh yeah. I don't think there's been a character that I can think of on the show that I think I'm just kind of like, I don't think they're bringing it. Like, I don't know if I've ever really felt that about a character. I mean, maybe someone that had like 2 speaking lines, but not someone that you remember from the show.
What are you what are you thinking about Deep's little love story?
With the octopus or with Sage?
Either one of them.
Tilda Swinton's best role ever?
I cannot yeah, she voices the octopus. Oh, Ben, you need to watch the show.
Okay. Good advertisement. Tilda Swinton as an octopus.
Yeah.
The scene with Sister Sage and I was like, what is happening?
The first time when they first made out, you're just kind of like, my first thought when that happened, I'm like, this is an angle she's playing the deep for, because you know how she's always 5 steps ahead of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, she's playing the deep for something here. I don't know what it is yet, but she's playing them for something. Then when you find out the next episode what the stick on the table meant, and I'm just like, oh no, yeah, she just needs a break from reality.
Well, like when I was talking to Eric Kripke about it, and like the way because he put it the best way that let's put the smartest person in the world with the dumbest person.
Oh my God, I never thought about that really. Speaking of that, speaking of characters that bring like a little comedy, the new Noir.
I am eating it up. It is so funny. Again, it's the same actor who's been playing him since the beginning, but now and like he's like, I don't, because I'm interviewing him in a few weeks, and I'm just kind of like, I have to, like, does it feel nice to like, you could talk now. You can like act with your
Yeah,
voice now.
he finally gets to say all the things he wanted to say for 3 seasons.
Because I was very like when I saw the set photos for season 4 and there's a new Black Noir, I'm like, but what are they gonna do? But this twist is like genius. But again, like if he ever if just Black Noir speaking, if he actually does it in public, like that would be so funny because they're gonna be like, huh?
I need to know if this Noir has the same skills though, because we haven't seen him fight yet. All we've done is seen him swing a baseball bat. So can he fight like old Noir?
What are you thinking of Ryan's little progression? I mean, like,
he's so up and down that I don't know what like. 1 week, he's like I want to even in this episode, he's like I want to help people, and then like 5 minutes later, he's like encouraging the assistant to beat the crap out of the director. Like
I think he wants to deliver dark justice. Basically, I think he wants to, like, I think he's definitely, when I watched the episode, I'm like, oh no, like, it's kind of like he wants to be a superhero the way that Homelander is, but he's still like leaning into, like, his his like vibes and methodic and so on. So it's also just like seeing weird thing, like, oh, when they announced that, like when they were doing like that convention and they announced like the whole slate and like of shows and movies and phase
7 to phase 19.
It was like that was glorious, like, as because then
I gotta go back at some point and read all of the things on there because there was like 40 things on that screen.
But how about, because I have the image here. We can end it on that note. It's not even my show. I'm so sorry. It's not even my show.
I'm just zoned out.
Hold on. Let's see me. I'm gonna throw it up here.
I'll catch Ben up while you do that. So they had their version of like a D23 panel. And they were talking. You know how like Marvel has their phases that they're doing. Mm-hmm. So they had this big board with like 40 projects on it, and they're like, "This is phase 7 through phase 19."
That's funny. Taking the mic. That's what they do.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's get rid of the StreamYard logo for a second so we can read all of this because this is fucking funny.
I don't know how to get rid of it.
Go to your So there should be, like, where you can play clips and stuff like that. There should be a profile where like you can like also like design.
No, I can't get rid of it. I'm not
okay. So in phase 7 we have training A Train. We have Homelander, Land of the Free, Home of the Saved, the 7 Reborn, Super School, Firecracker, Lord Soldier, The Deep, Secrets of Atlantis, the Tech Knight.
I just saw something about the Secrets of Atlantis.
Okay, then we go to phase 8. We have The Deep, Lifeguard. I think that's at Summer. The 7 Returns, the Tech Knight, Nightlight, G-Man, Homelander vs. Soldier Boy, Annihilation, A-Train, Off the Tracks, Firecracker, Heaven's Miracle, Teenage Kicks, Home for Kwanzaa 2. Then we have phase 9.
You missed G2 G-Man.
No, I did say G2 G-Man.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Okay. Continue on.
Okay, phase 9. Wait, what is double standard?
They talked about double standard on the broadcast. What was it about? Well, maybe I thought they did, but I can't remember anything about what they said.
The Deep, Gods and Dolphins. Now, what could that be a reference to? A-Train
into the multiverse.
You know what? That would still be 10 times better than the Flash movie. Firecracker, God Help Me. Teenage Kicks, Ditch Day. Homelander, Justice Served. Black Noir, back to
Annoy
Annoy.
3.
Free. The Seven Forever. A Dark and Stormy Night. G-Free G-Man. And then we have finally Phase 10. We have Firecrackers, A Christmas Wish. Let There Be Night. Teenage Kicks, Sex Ed. And then G-Man, Days Past from the Future.
That's great.
Oh
my
my
god.
Uh,
That's weird because they only show Phase 10, but I explicitly heard them say in the broadcast Phase 17.
Oh yeah. There's 3 more. There's Silent Vengeance, Vengeance Reloaded.
3.
Yeah, no, bitch. I know it's a free. I'm trying to figure out what's a reference to. I know what a free looks. Silent Vengeance, it must be a Black Noir movie.
Maybe.
The Guardians of
Godolkin.
Oh, that must be the.
Oh,
Gen
that
Z
was that
kid.
flipped one that the two students were promoting.
Speedwalkers 2, Mall Race.
What?
So it's obviously something with A Train, but Mall.
Oh my god!
I thought it was like a reference to Mallrats first with Kevin Smith.
Mm.
That was because I showed this to the Flash podcast co-host, and Breeze brought up like, wait a minute, like, what why can't, that's actually a good question. Why can't A Train travel into the multiverse? Like, is he just not fast enough? And I'm realizing, well, he got his speed from Compound V, so there's no speed force fueling his speed. There's it's a drug. I understand why, but like that would be a way better movie than the Flash movie. So, but yeah, that's.
I can't believe how much time they put into building that up just for us to have to read it later.
Yeah, well done to those graphic design. And again, they're poking fun of people. If they're saying, oh, the boys is poking fun of DC. No, like they're poking fun at everything.
X-Men, Marvel, yeah.
Well, I find it interesting how many Tech Knight movies there were on there when he's a bit character. I wonder if he's gonna have more down the stretch in season 5.
That would make sense, and also because he was also a big part on Gen V, which, God, it's so weird thing about Gen V now after his passing. Like,
yeah, it's interesting because I watched most of the reaction videos that come out from this, and I think like 2 reactors out of all the people I watched saw his photo when they did that like collage of the 4 of the people. Only like 2 of them saw it and it was like, oh damn, RIP. Like most of them I think were oblivious to the fact he was in the photo.
Again, I get it. If people are complaining about why is he, why did not they take it out? I mean, this was probably filmed and shot and edited like.
Yeah. Like he only died a couple of months ago, right?
Yeah, so it's. I just wonder how they're gonna deal with it on the show. And do you know if Gen V season 2 has started? If they're like deep into production, because they film in Toronto too, right?
No, I think currently The Boys season 5 is the next thing up for them.
Yeah.
Ben looks so bored. He's like, "Why are these two taking over my show?"
I'm just so tired. I'm literally falling asleep.
Poor Ben.
Poor Benji.
Yeah.
Again, you can enjoy while you can, because at some point when you get older, you're not gonna have the energy to stay up late.
How can you stay up, Andy?
I mean, I sleep during the day.
Fair enough.
Ish.
Yeah, I don't see anything for Gen V on the list right now. That said, I also don't see The Boys on the list, but I know they're shooting.
I think The Boys is filming next year.
Because I think I even said, because that was something we can tie back into Jared Padalecki. He said that they're probably going to start filming. Yeah, like, I mean, it sounds like Jared will definitely now be in season 5, but it doesn't sound like they're going to start shooting until next year anyway. Because when I spoke to Eric, I'm so used to saying Eric Wallace, so I'm like, when I spoke to Eric, Wallace, don't touch Boys. Don't touch that show. I don't know what he, like, oh my god, what would a good parody of Cecile be? But anyway, when I spoke to Eric Kirby, he said like we're early into season 5, so like it doesn't even sound like the scripts are done yet.
Yeah.
Well, I will catch up on the boys and everything, but I think I'm gonna have to end the stream. I am very, very tired.
That's okay. It's okay.
Thank you guys for watching. It's been a very long stream, but hopefully you enjoyed it with Andy and Mr. Canada Graphs. Go check out their relevant places, links in the description below.
Oh yeah, I can give you a little tease for next week on Wednesday, part 1 of my interview with Mark Guggenheim for the show we're
Okay.
Oh no!
Oh, this is gonna be juicy. I look forward to it.
It's a very it's a very deep
If
conversation.
he does not bring me up in the podcast, I will be devastated.
Okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see until next Wednesday for part 1. Well, I look forward to it, Andy.
Yeah. There's some interesting stories. There's it's. I think it goes a little bit deeper into Mark that we haven't really seen a lot of interviews before. Because we talked about some serious stuff. So part 1 will be next Wednesday, and then part 2 will be on July 17th. So showrunnerwhisper.com. Subscribe where you can. You subscribe to your podcast at.
Okay. Well, look forward to that. Those of you guys watching, that's something to look forward to. But for now, go check out recent videos. Go check out all their other stuff. So for now, see you guys later. Goodbye.